Before I share my thoughts with all of you, I would like to offer my respects to our Param Guru, Srila Prabhupada ji. This conference, this retreat, this very eco village, the concept has been inspired by him, and I wanted to be part of it. When I came to know about Nexus, I had many commitments before me, but I decided that I must be with you. And while I was preparing to participate, I came to know that I have to attend IIT Delhi convocation, for which I am the chairman of the Board of Governors, on the same dates. In fact, while the conference will take place, it's taking place here, I'll be in IIT Delhi in participating in our convocation, annual convocation. I have seen I have seen the brochure of this conference. I have seen the experience, the digital experience of Govardhan Eco Village, and I was really looking forward to be with you on this occasion. So first, I offer my apologies because of sudden change. Swamiji, Radhanath ji, you please forgive me for that. I tried to talk to Gauranga Das office and they informed me about my participation, about my address, and really many thoughts came before me uh, when such a retreats are being organized all over the world. The main issue before us really is that on the 21st century, in spite of our great advances in the last centuries on science and technology and its applications, really, that we are facing a crisis or series of crises of global perspectives. Some unprecedented crisis which I never experienced before. And this crisis is related to very fundamental issues of very survival of mankind. Crisis of water, crisis of food, crisis of energy, crisis of our environment, most importantly, and crisis of very survival. It was interesting to see that these are really amusing and interesting to see that as we have entered the 21st century, one major thing which came before us and which was brought to us none other than a great scientist like Sir Martin Rees, who really was the president of the Royal Society of London. And he said it is a book, The Last Century, and of course in the all articulations, that 21st century will be the very last century for the mankind. And that shocked the world. And he said that we may not survive this century because of the violence humans have unleashed on nature, because of practices we are following, because of the very unsustainability of what we are doing, applications of science and technology for development. And many thoughts were echoed from all over the world that is this the development we really want from the advances of science and technology? So people started looking at alternative models of development. The very word development, people started questioning, is this development? And then, of course, the ideas of sustainability came, that the development must be sustainability. Sustainability became so important that everyone, including the heads of the state, started that we must recast our development programs, our very vision of development, this one, to include sustainability as at the very core. I think this is the sustainability we are trying to address in this conference and trying to experience what sustainability really means. I look at sustainability as a concept really in the ancient Vedic times when we said that sustainability to me is the concept like dharma in a very wider sense, not in the sense of religion. Dharma, beholding everything. That's how the dharma stands for. And while this was happening, this one, we also took up this issue at IIT Delhi. That we looked at this one. We are developing science and technology for our country and for the world at large in this one, definitely. But then what should be our developmental focus. One factor which I was saying before is that it came that actually institutions like IIT, which are really the premier institutions of India for learning of engineering and technology and science, this one, they were for the development of India. But what we missed out in the whole Indian perspective, we missed out that India really consists of villages. And our entire development program is addressed to some of the, of course, the core issues as well as the frontier issues in science and technology, but missing out the humanity itself. 68%, 0.5% of our population lives in villages. Our entire livelihood comes from agriculture. But we are not focusing on the issues of villages. Ever since IITs were set up, we are not focusing on the issues of IIT. What are really the challenges of development of science, development of technologies, development of engineering practices for the development of villages. We have 6.4 lakh villages in India. But their situation is pathetic. I myself come from a village and I travel to many, many villages as you are here, and because there are villages around this one. This 6.4 lakh villages, the abysmal conditions there, and something needs to be done for that. And we said that IIT institutions like higher learning, IITs, our research laboratories, or agriculture universities, or animal husbandry universities and research stations must get linked to the villages. And it was through this thinking was born a new initiative which was called Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. That is linking these institutions to villages directly. The knowledge institutions must be linked to villages, and that's what I think. We are trying to do here. This Govardhan village, as I was saying, the video walkthroughs in this village and the experience of this village is essentially bringing these knowledge inputs into a village setting, and how beautiful life that could be. And we looked at that, and we looked at this whole very issue in that sense, the survival of farming and the very crisis of food before coming out because of the practices which have followed ever since the Green Revolution came. Agriculture practices, how should be the future agriculture in India? And we came across that examining various alternatives, seeing various models, that for a village development, in fact for your new economic development or for your new sustainable agriculture green revolution, what we are talking about, Indian cow should be brought at the center stage. And why Indian cow? And this is what you are doing here. I think the cow should be at center stage, and the importance of cow and importance of our Asian practices, which are Srila Prabhupada saw, that we must create communities to really demonstrate this or to live that experience. I think this model eco village has been created. I wanted to experience that. You are developed over the years many practices here in cow protection. I am seeing this in organic farming, in water harvesting, in green buildings, soil biotechnologies, alternative energies, rural developments, waste management, and this has been a participative development with the villagers. Actually, these models are to be actually develop, practice, experience, and we could develop the future models of development for India at large and for our villages. There is an initiative that, as I said, that our knowledge institutions, and not only knowledge institutions, because of our spiritual organizations, our scientific laboratories, I'm saying not only our education institution, but if you have to do it in a sustained way, we have to also link our spiritual organizations, like ISKCON, what ISKCON is trying to do, ISKCON is doing, and there are many spiritual organizations that are trying to do that, along with our scientific laboratories, developing the scientific basis or along with the management practices to understand that what should be our future development. Now, these models have been developed, these need to be studied. These need to be studied into a scientific investigation, and our students need to get involved. Our researchers need to get involved in this very process. For example, there is a huge problem of water. Now, I remember your childhood this one childhood, that there is a pristine rivulets, water streams in the villages. Today it's impossible to drink the villages from our the water from our rivers. Everyone knows the stage of Ganga and all small rivulets and small rivers across in our country. We cannot drink that water, and everybody, including villagers, buy the treated water in bottles. And I don't know what is the status of those bottles is concerned. So water treatment or water purification has become a major challenge, and this must be done in an affordable way. That villagers should be able to afford that kind of. So one of the initiatives which we have taken is that how can we establish such plants, water treatment plants in the villages, to make available pure water, pristine water, pure water rather, this one which is really fit for human drinking. And this is major initiatives which have been taken, and we are also doing that. And what are the appropriate technologies to do that? What are the sustainable technologies to provide water, potable water to villagers? And you are doing this here in a beautiful way. This one. Second issue came to this one, our agriculture issue. Our food has become toxic, and you know that you are discussing this issue this one in depth. This one, how food has become poisonous because of the I think uncontrolled practices of modern agriculture, intensive agriculture, the chemical agriculture, or fertilizers, or chemicals, or pesticides, or herbicides, and our further treatments of them. So on. It has become, our food has become absolutely toxic. Our milk is toxic. The milk which we are taking from the cows, the modern cows, what you call the Jerseys and Holstein and other cow breeds, is actually poisonous. That's what came before us, and we are wondering what we are doing. So we require A2 milk, we require milk from our indigenous cows, our indigenous breeds, and that has to be again developed, and that has to be made sustainable. And you are practicing that here. The question is how the cow breeds to be developed. How do we make our cow affordable? What is all the economics of cow which we need to revisit. And at IIT Delhi and other places we are trying to see that how this can be made more sustainable using Gomutra and Panchagavya and other things, and how that economy can be developed further. This one. And there are many uses, many products. There are about 350 products coming out of the cow, and how cow is amazing as far as the scientific, a bioreactor itself to be studied. How really means cow. I look at cow now not only as the holy cow, but as a great bioreactor. I think our biologists or biotechnologists need to study cow from that perspective as well. So the agriculture practices had to be completely transformed. And we have said that what would be technologies to really, because the labor is now not available, people are not available, labor is become very costly and it's just not available. So what technologies need to be developed to practice this now, the new way of farming or the natural farming, or what you call we sometimes call this spiritual agriculture, zero budget, scientific and spiritual agriculture. So we are calling it science and spirituality, integrated technology agriculture. This one, how this can be done. I think you have established model for that as well. How should be our homes? How should be our future habitats? And the new habitats, the low-cost habitats need to be developed. They need to be practiced. There are challenges we need to understand, the environmental challenges of creating these habitats. And that's why I saw that you are actually doing that in this village. You actually build such habitat. So this may be an idealistic, is like build for a community, build for a commune, but these will serve as a model for really actually implanting these practices right in the existing villages, or the expansion of the villages, or reconstructing our villages. I think you have really brought this attention, by actually practicing, living in this life. And when I was inspired, when I first come across about this conference from Rahul Deshpande, I went to Kolhapur. I saw his dwellings. He demonstrated to me through the video and his pictures and other brochures that what a village transformation is. They are trying to do it near Kolhapur in their village. I think these experiments are required. Now, what has happened is so far is that we have. I think the one thing, very good thing, is that the government of India for the first time has accepted this very proposition of what we call as Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. If you want to create a glorious India, a glorious rural India, this one kind of thing, this must be a movement in which we must link our future research, our development, our education to such a development. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is I think, is seeking models, seeking possibly models that not only IITs will give the knowledge, the institutions like IITs or IIRI or laboratories will give them, but there's a lot to be learned from the practices in villages, and like models like yours. I think IITs have to learn that these models have been used, and they are really, and they have become experiences by themselves, and from that we collaborate together, we work together to create new model of development for India. So although I'm missing this conference, I'm sure that this events like this, these experiences like this, with so many international and national participants and our great stars addressing you, and they have themselves experiencing it, we'll be able to together create a new vision for our development of India, our development of our villages, and creation of a life which is a joyous life, joyful life, new life, which is spiritual life, which where I think with a vision which was shown to us by Prabhupada and practiced by the disciples here and many spiritual organizations. I see integration of science and spirituality in our development process, for which you have created a great model. Once again, although I'm not with you, I wish we all the best, and please carry these experiences. Please share these experiences with 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 us, with this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, or Glorious India, yeah, movement, which is integrated in development planning. So thank you very much, and I offer my respects once again to all of you. And one day, and very soon, I will experience this eco village here, and really learn from what you have been able to accomplish here. Thank you so much.